Fight over sanctuary city funding heats up. Attorney General Jeff Sessions is slamming Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel after its city announced it was suing the Justice Department over its threat to withhold funding to so-called sanctuary cities that refuse to comply with federal immigration policies. In a statement, Sessions says, quote, "No amount of federal taxpayer dollars will help a city that refuses to help its own residents. To a degree perhaps unsurpassed by any other jurisdiction, the political leadership of Chicago has chosen deliberately and intentionally to adopt a policy that obstructs this country's lawful immigration system. It's this simple," he says. "Comply with the law or forego taxpayer dollars." Joining us now to weigh in, the Blaze TV host Lawrence Jones is here. Lawrence, good morning. Good to see you, sir.
Hey, Sandra, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, sir. What do you make of all this, the back and forth here that we're seeing between the Attorney General and Rahm Emanuel, Chicago's mayor?
Well, I'm thinking it's about time someone put their foot down when it comes to Rahm Emanuel. You know, it was interesting during his press conference. He said that the Trump administration, as well as Sessions, were breeding a culture of fear, trying to create that. Well, has he been to Chicago? Does he actually live in Chicago?
Yeah,
the people there are already fearful. There's so much violence already happening in the community. So to suggest that it's all because of immigration that is going to breed that culture of fear, they're already experiencing fear there.
Yeah, a fair point. And Lawrence, you're actually joining us right now from the city of Dallas, Texas, taking action on its own there. We've been seeing the state's governor recently signed a bill that calls for stiff fines and even criminal charges against local police officials that don't fully comply with immigration agents. Do you think we'll see more of this type of action coming out of the states?
Well, I think right now, for many citizens in the country, especially here in Texas, if enough is enough. I mean, it's not a hard thing to comply with the current law. Average day Americans don't get to choose which laws they follow. And all we're saying is this. We're not asking for local police officers to be deportation police. All we want you to do is detain them. The feds will come pick them up. But if you see someone that shouldn't be here, then you're to detain them and wait for the federal government to come pick them up. We're not asking you to prosecute them. We're not asking you to house them for a long extended time.
It's very simple, right?
We just want you to house, exactly, just detain them.
And it's surprising that Chicago, and I'll bring our panel in here, but it's surprising that Chicago isn't a stronger example for these city and state leaders as what goes wrong when you have lawlessness like that. You have the increasing debt in the city of Chicago. They're raising taxes on anybody who's actually willing to stay there. In some cases, property taxes double, tripling. It's an unbelievable situation. I want to bring you in.
Yeah, I'm so frustrated because this is an area where Rahm Emanuel can step up and say, listen, I will abide by your sanctuary city rules and regulations for the federal government. If you guys give me more money for education, so I can foster skills, jobs development, put people in STEM, right, science, technology, focus on that, right, so he could spin it in a good way. I'm just confused about who he's trying to cater to by taking this stance, because we've even seen the problems we've had with MS-13 just here in New York. So I don't understand what his angle is and who he's trying to cater to.
Lawrence, I think a lot of people trying to figure out the way that the mayor of Chicago is operating.
Yeah, well, see, here's the deal. There's no spin to this. It's just follow the law. I mean, we're not giving you any more money, dude. You just need to follow what the federal laws that have been already implemented and put your city first. There are a lot of people, especially people that look like me, that are begging for help in that community, begging for Rahm Emanuel to take a stand, to stop the violence. And it seems like he's more fearful when it comes to getting reelected. I think at the end of the day, this goes back to votes.
Yeah. You wonder how much he's trying to cover up poor city planning to the economy.
What I want to ask, so Lawrence, you say that the big question is detain them, and I think and what you're asking them to do is detain them. But the question is, how aggressive should local police be in going out and detaining people who are local, who are illegal? Should they be going out and looking for them, or should they be detaining them when they're illegal and they've picked them up for some other reason?
That's not what the local police local police agencies are doing. If they encounter them in a traffic stop or any other bus, if they're knocking at the door for a complaint or anything, and then they find out that they're illegal, then they should detain them, just like any other federal law. If you violate federal law and a local law enforcement sees you or you have a warrant out for your arrest or something like that, then they detain you. It's standard practice. For some reason, illegal immigration is not an issue that they use in local law enforcement to detain, but it's no different than any other federal law.
All right, Lawrence, good to have you here.